Hey y'all, I'm trying a little different setup since the last makeup video was so dark and I know a lot of y'all couldn't see everything exactly that I was doing. I'm going to try for a Valentine's Day look today, and I'm just going to go over the products as I use them, and let's get started. I'm going to start with beard cover. It's not real bad on me because my hair is not very dark, but if you have real dark hair, you're going to have a blue tint where your beard is. Now, a lot of people say to use a cream base because it's going to mix with your foundation better. I just use Herein Star Blend in orange. It's the pancake. And then I go over it wherever that blue tint's going to show. Orange all over where the beard would be. I'm going to go over the orange with a cream concealer. I'll put the concealer all over my face. Blend it all out. Start with our highlight. Use the Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation in 110. At the center of the nose, middle of the forehead here. Now would probably be a good time to put on a wig cap. Go over the cheekbone. Right above the jaw. And right below the nose. And a little bit on the chin here. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation in shade 355. Go right on this highlight here. And then on the jaw bone there. Down the sides of the nose a little bit. Right across your temple. And then along the hairline. Just gonna fill in where I haven't done it with the, again, it's Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation, and this is my actual shade. It is 220. I'm just going to put a little bit right around here, under the eye, and that one little section there right above my eyebrow. Now that I look like a total freak, we're going to blend all this together. And I'm using a Soho beauty sponge. I got this one at Walmart. You can use it wet or dry depending on the finish that you want your foundation. A lot of queens suggest using it wet or at least damp. I have not tried this, so I don't know how that works. But as you can see, I use one end for my highlight and one end for my contour, which is the dark, and my regular foundation. So we're going to start blending this out. And just tap it. That's how I do it. And keep in mind, this is how I do my makeup. This isn't the right way. This isn't the wrong way. This is makeup. You do it how it looks good for you. Because, honestly, there are no set-in-stone rules in makeup, despite what many people will tell you. done. Okay, all blended. You can see the light in the dark. It's kind of crazy looking. Then we are going to start powdering the contour and the highlight, and then we'll go over that with a setting powder to make sure that it stays all night. So let's get contour. Okay, I'm going to start with my highlight. I use the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in 110. And I'm just going to take a poof here, rub it around on that palette, and we're going to tap it down the center of the nose, just like that. Then we're going to bring that up and do our center of the forehead. Then the chin. And a little spot right under the nose here. Just like that. Now, do my cheek contour. I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned from another queen. It's called carding. I'm using an envelope in this case. Basically what you do, it's really simple. Get my mirror situated here. I'm going to take it, and you're going to put it right here. This is for my highlight now. And then I'm going to put my highlight powder right over that. Just like that. Bring that in. Same for the other side. Card it down and onto the cheek. Then got our forgot to do this part. Now that we've got our highlight on, we're going to let that sit. We're going to let it cook. And that's going to help to pull the moisture out of the foundation so that the powder and the foundation both stick a lot better. And I just got some new brushes I've been dying to try out. Here's just a contour brush. You can see it has a slight angle here. And we're going to do the carding again. I'm using a NYX Nude Matte Eyeshadow in NMS10 underneath it all. Some of that on my brush. And then I'm going to go right below my contour and pat it on. Again, this is called carding. It's going to give me a sharp line at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that or not. The lighting is not being my friend today. So that gives the illusion of a higher cheekbone. And then we're going to do it right above at the temple. Pull into the hairline. Okay. And then from here you can just pull this up and onto your forehead contour. Like so. Anyway, I'll bring this the rest of the way around. I'm going to go ahead and do under here so y'all can see that, and then I'm going to cut, finish the rest of the contour, and I'll come back. So let's go ahead and do under here. I'm doing this because I want to hide the squareness of my jaw. Men have a more square jaw than women, unless you have an extremely feminine face. And women can also do this. They don't have to do it as extreme because, you know, they already have the natural look to their face. But they can do this in a softer form, and it will help to sculpt their face. So we've got that done. I'm going to cut here and finish this on the other side of my face, and I will be right back. Got both sides done. Let's see here, and then under here. Oops, missed a spot right there, didn't I? There we go. That'll work. And the cheeks, and brought it back around. You see how this makes my forehead look smaller? Now, what I did forget to show you guys was how to do your nose. Basically the same thing, just use a smaller brush. So I'm going to grab an eyeshadow brush over here. Okay, just nothing fancy, just a little eyeshadow brush. Same NYX Nude Matte eyeshadow in underneath it all. Then we're going to go here. I'm just patting it right at the edge of the highlight. And then I'm going to blend it down the side of my nose. Like so. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Hopefully you can. If not, I do apologize in advance. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and do the tip of my nose here as well. Because I have such a large nose. Now we have our nose contour. You see how it makes my nose look extremely thin? It's a little too pointy though, so I'm going to fix that on camera, just so y'all can see how I do that. And I'm just going to add that underneath it all by NYX. Right at the edge there. Just to kind of cut that highlight off a little bit. There. That's a little bit better. It's not the best, but it'll work, I think. Now what I'm going to do, and I haven't done this very much, this will be the second time that I've done it actually, I don't cover my eyebrows to start with. I wax them myself, and I keep them relatively thin, but not, excuse me, not pencil thin. I haven't mastered covering eyebrows yet, so I'm not going over that. There are a couple of other videos that do cover eyebrows. Petrolude is one of them. He's really good. And then Shoda has 2 or 3 eyebrow coverage videos, and she's really good too. She's, I love her videos. She's amazing with her makeup. I'll put links to both of their channels in the description. So now that we're done with the highlight and contour, for the most part, I'm going to take the Coty powder in Honey Beige. You know, it comes with these ginormous poofs here, so I'm probably going to make a mess. And then I use the Honey Beige, see where my highlight is here, and then I go back over that with the Honey Beige, like so. Just on the cheeks. And you can card this. It's what I should have done to begin with, but I didn't think about it. It's a lot easier, and it won't fade out your contouring as much if you card again before you apply that second powder. Made a mess. Okay, now that we've got that on, I'm gonna let that sit, and bake for a few minutes. Generally 5 to 7. Okay, now that we've let that sit for a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on because I actually forgot one part of my cheek contour. I'm going to go back over it to darken right directly under the highlight, because you want, shadow tends to be a gradient effect. So I'm going to put a dark streak right here, right under the highlight, and I'm going to use a NYX Nude Matte Shadow. It's NMS11 in Betrayal. And for that, I'm just going to use just a little eyeshadow brush and the card. So I'm going to apply that to the brush, and then right under the highlight. Now see, I'm holding the brush this way so it's wide, so about only half of the bristle is actually on my skin and the other half is on the envelope here. Carding is easier if you use like see that sharp line there, and then we'll blend that out in just a second. Carding is easier if you use something a lot sturdier than a envelope. There are some videos on YouTube that show you different ways of carding where you can actually cut it so it's a curve and you can bring your contour all the way down here. Excess off my brush here. Then I'm going to take contour brush and blend down. Okay, and we're going to do the other side. It's actually more of a rotation than a downward blend again because these particular brushes here are so soft. They're just an off-brand brush I got off of a website. I believe it was called Mobstub, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it was a 24-piece brush set, and it was just too good a deal to pass up. So, there we go. It's just real faint. You can just barely see it. Kind of sharpens that cheek just a little bit, and I like that look. A nice sharp cheek. Okay, put that away. Alright. Now what we're going to do, got everything powdered, still got the honey beige on. I'm going to go ahead and dust that off. I'm going to use an e.l.f. Total Face Brush. I like e.l.f. brushes, they're cheap, you get them at Target. The most is like $2, but they don't last a real long time. That's the only downside. So I'm just going to blend back, knock that excess powder off towards the hairline. Do it over here. Okay. Alright, good to go. Now I'm going to take Coty Translucent Extra Coverage loose powder. Again, the Mess and the Fabulous Poof. And I'm going to cover my entire face with this, and then I'm going to let it sit for 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to cook, as they call it. Then I'll cut out here, and I'll be right back. I'm back again. Now I'm going to take an extremely old makeup brush, and I'm going to dust all of this powder off. And let's go ahead. And you can see already the highlight is brighter, and the contour isn't so hard. Usually I'll do this with a couple of different brushes. In case one of them doesn't get all of the powder off, I'll go back over it with a little bit softer brush just to knock any little bits that remain. Okay, we are dusted. You see it softened up some of those edges just a little bit. Now what I want to do, I've still got a couple of places that I'm going to knock some more powder off. I've got I guess this would be the blush brush for that kit that I got on Mobstub, whatever the hell it was called. So I'm just going to do a little more dusting, and then we'll get on to doing our eyes. Okay, I think I'm rather well dusted here. Let me dust my mirror off. I got powder from one end of the room to the other. Get my brush clean here. Okay, now let's do our eyes. I'm just gonna do probably just a red, maybe a little bit of pink. You know, this is a Valentine's Day look, so it's not gonna be real dark like I normally like to do it. Let me find, I didn't get my primer, my eyeshadow primer out, so I'm going to go grab that and get my brush for it. Okay, I'm back. Now, I used to use Herein Clown White Cream. Worked really good. And then I was turned on to this. This is NYX eyeshadow base in ESB01. It's just plain white cream base. And I apply it with a cheap craft brush works because this stuff is so thick it doesn't come out of brushes very easily. So I use a cheap craft brush and I don't have to worry about ruining a good makeup brush. So I'm going to apply both sides, and then right under where I darkened in my crease, I'm going to do a line, draw it out to where it's parallel to the corner of your eye. So you've just got a white line there. Get some more of this on my brush here. And then we're going to fill it in. There we go. I don't know if you can see it or not with the light. There we go. You should be able to see that. Now, what I normally would do, I would bring this with not stretching my eyebrow out. You can see where it stops right there. You can bring it on, and I'll probably do that. Bring it on over to there so that you still have color above your lid. Personal preference, I'm going to go ahead and do it because it looks better. Gives your eye a more uniform look. I'm going to cut out here and do the other eye, and I'll be right back. This one match, and it still doesn't quite match, but it's good enough. Nobody's going to notice. Okay, got our eyeshadow base on. Now, what I want to do, got a couple of different colors here. I have a NYX red eyeshadow. This one is cherry. And then I have a eyeshadow palette here. As you can see, it's been very well loved. We're going to use some of these pinks down here. Let me move this over so you can see. Some of these pinks here, maybe some of the purples. Haven't really decided on that one yet. But I do know for sure I am going to be using at least one pink and a red. Get a clean eyeshadow brush. So what I'm going to use, let's use this pink right here. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. I don't usually use shimmer. I'm not a very big glittery person unless it comes to jewelry, and that's only just recent. So let's load the brush up with that pink. It's very soft. Get the mirror out here. And then we're going to pat it onto the base. With this base, you do not want to rub your brush against it because it's going to pull the base away and it's going to end up on your brush and you're going to have a big gap in the base. So you want to pat it on like that. Noticeable against my natural skin, at least in this light. Away from the light a little bit, you can see it really good. Then we're going to do the other side. Okay. Bring it into the corner, just a little. Alright, now we've got our pink, and there went my mirror. Okay, got the pink. Now I want to take this pink here, that one right there. It's a real strong shimmer. It's a little bit darker shade of pink. I want to take it and go right next to that matte pink that we just put on, only about the width of my brush. And then we're going to gently pat it right where the two colors meet so that it blends in. Okay. Now, put that palette away there. I'm going to clean this brush off, get all this pink out. Okay, clean brush. Lovely. Now we're going to take the NYX Cherry eyeshadow. This has a little bit of a shimmer in it, not a lot. It's reasonably priced. And it seems to work really good for me. Now I'm just going to pat this over the rest of my primer. So we'll get that all loaded up there. Alright, there's the red. I'm going to go ahead and do this other eye. I'll cut here and I'll be right back. This done. Finish up this little spot on my lid here. We've got that eyeshadow on there. Next, I'm going to take the NYX Black and a jumbo eyeliner marker and a skinny eyeliner marker, and I'm going to do my liner and the wings, and then we'll move on to lashes. I'm going to go grab that stuff. I'll be right back. Back again. And then here's the Super Fat Eye Marker by NYX, Super Skinny Eye Marker by NYX, and NYX Black Eyeshadow. Love their black eyeshadow. It's fabulous. Now what I'm going to do is take the skinny marker, this real narrow point there, and hope my eyes don't start watering while I'm doing this. I'm going to go in the inner corner of my eye. And just apply my liner. So I've brought it on around. And I'm going to switch to the jumbo. Almost like a Sharpie. Got the liner on. I'm going to go ahead and set it. It's already starting to smear. I'm going to set it with the NYX Black and a liner brush, which I seem to have lost mine. Here it is. It's just a flat angle brush. Load that up with NYX Black. Here's where I usually get a lot of fallout. And then I'm just going to gently press it onto the liner. And you can see there, right there, I got a little bit of fallout going on. Our eyes are pretty much done. Get this black off of here. Okay, now we're going to do lashes. I'm using a pair of number 20s. Star Glue Eyelash Adhesive in clear. It goes on white, dries clear, like some other things. And a pair of tweezers. Be careful with these things. Poke yourself in the eye, it hurts like hell. Again, I speak from experience on that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some lash glue on the back of our hands here. And we're going to wait, and we're going to let that start to get tacky. While that's doing, I'm going to get my lashes. I'm going to pick some of this old glue off. That a lot of people say, well, I can't wear false lashes because I can't get them to stay on. You have to let your glue get tacky before you put the fuckers on. Otherwise, they're going to fall off. You're going to have glue all over your face, and you're going to look a hot mess. You'll look like you just came out of the men's restroom at the gay bar. Okay. Now, while that's drying, I'm going to grab the mascara. And we're going to go ahead and load our natural lashes up with mascara. And then we'll put the false lashes on. And then we'll move on to lips. In the pink and green tube. It's my favorite, and it's the only one I've ever used. Other than LA Colors, and it wasn't very good, so I tried e.l.f., which is Eyes, Lips, Face Cosmetics. They were even worse. Stick with LA Colors if you want to go cheap. Don't do e.l.f. So I'm going to load my lashes up here. Oh! Okay. Got the mascara on after I stabbed myself in the eye with a wand. Glue should be tacky by now. So we're going to take it. We're going to run it through that glue. And then we're going to apply it just above the natural lash. A pair of tweezers comes in handy here. Press it on. Like that. And then with the mascara still being wet, we're going to push our lashes up onto the false lashes for a fuller effect. And a mascara smudge on your cheek. Oh well. Just above your natural lash line. Like so. Now, if your mascara dries before you can push your lashes into the false lashes, just slap some more mascara on, but push up after the glue has dried on the natural lash, and it'll stick them in there, and you get nice thick lashes. And there we have the lashes. Now let's move on to lips. Right, let's get on with the lips. As you can see, I have no lips as a guy, so I have to overdraw my lips and make it look good. I recently discovered the NYX Wonder Pencil. It's a reverse lip liner. This one is light. It's WP01. What I like to use it for is to hide. You see how I have the natural lip line here? I will use this as a liner, and I'll fill my lips in with it. So it acts as a lip primer, and it hides your lip line, so when you overdraw your lips, you don't have... It doesn't look like you have two lips going on. 4 lips. You obviously have 2 lips. Don't make fun of me, bitches. Alright. Let's... Okay, so you got the bottom lip done. Now let's do the top. Okay, you can see in this light it looks like I have white lipstick on. It's actually not that light. It's more about the shade of my concealer. So it works pretty good for me. Now I'm going to start from the outside of the lip and work my way in. First I'm going to use NYX Dark Red Lip Liner. And we're just going to draw the shape of the lip that we want. And then I'm going to fill it in with 2 other pencils and a gloss. Okay. And I'll also, in this video, show you how to do a pout so you don't have to actually stick your lip out to pout. It just looks like you're pouting. Alright, now I'm going to go over this with a NYX lip liner and Ever. Kind of a dark pink. We're going to take that and go right like this. And I'm going over that dark red, so it leaves just a thin line. Some concealer hanging out over here. Sorry, I didn't realize I was over the camera. Okay. Now, put the lip on that. Going to go in with NYX lip line, with NYX eye pencil, excuse me, in baby pink. It's a light shimmery pink. I love this. It's my favorite. And I'm just going to take it right in the middle of the lip. Get that all blended in. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to take NYX Brush On Gloss in I believe, what is this shade? Garnet. And go like so. And there's our gloss. And we have our Valentine's Day makeup. Next up is wig and accessories. But first, in case you were wondering, I'm going to show you how to do a pout. So let me grab my materials for that, and I'll be right back. Now, to do my pout, I use Herein Clown White. You can see I haven't really used it very much. Then I take the end of a makeup brush, just tiny little dot, doesn't take much, and then go right here. Blend it in, and you see, I have a slight natural pout there. And all that is Clown White, nobody knows the difference. Don't you just love makeup? Okay, I'm going to go grab a wig and maybe some earrings. I don't know. Probably won't do earrings, but I am going to grab a wig and I'll show you the finished look. For Valentine's Day. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it, and I hope that you will give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and check back for more. Much love, my little mysteries.